Good evening, and welcome to the premiere episode of Frank Talks. Our aim here at this newly formed channel is to provide you with frank and thought-provoking discussions regarding issues that are important to our community. And tonight, we have an important topic to discuss that we believe will help you to refocus your attention on what truly matters. Now, our lead story tonight is centered around the alleged affair involving Fani Willis and its potential impact on the Trump election case in Georgia. Our focus is on the question of whether this affair could potentially become the undoing of the Trump election interference case. So let's dive into this discussion. Welcome back, and thank you for joining. Now, it has come to our attention that former President Donald Trump has been indicted for the fourth time on August 14th, 2021. Now, this time, he has been charged with unlawfully attempting to overturn his loss in the Georgia 2020 election. Now, the indictment includes 13 charges against Trump, as well as charges against 18 of his associates. Now, prosecutors have already invoked the state's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, or RICO as it's better known, which enables them to establish a connection between various crimes committed by different individuals, arguing that they were acting together towards a common criminal objective. Now, leading the indictment against the former president is Fulton County DA Fani Willis. Now, in circumstances like this, special prosecutors are often appointed to conduct trials. Now, in this case, District Attorney Fani Willis appointed 3 special prosecutors, which is a standard procedure. However, there have been queries raised regarding one of the special prosecutors, ladies and gentlemen, and let's watch this report.
A court hearing next month over allegations that she engaged in an improper relationship with one of the lead prosecutors in the Georgia election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Co-defendant Michael Roman made the accusations in a court filing last week, alleging that Willis was having a romantic relationship with Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor she hired in the case. Roman called for both of them to be disqualified and for the case against him to be dismissed. Willis is now accusing Wade's estranged wife of interfering and trying to obstruct her case. She has been subpoenaed to appear in Wade's divorce case next week. Willis has not confirmed or denied a relationship with Wade. A Fulton County judge has asked Willis to respond to the allegations by February 2nd. Willis will face a court hearing next week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, credit card receipts filed as part of a divorce court case indicate that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis may have accompanied a special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, on various domestic and foreign trips. Now, these allegations are presently under investigation. To date, we have learned that Willis appointed, of course, Wade as the special prosecutor in her extensive racketeering lawsuit against former President Donald Trump and his cohorts concerning their attempts to overturn the 2020 general election results in Georgia. Furthermore, we understand that Nathan Wade, the appointed prosecutor, and his estranged spouse, Jocelyn Wade, are currently involved in a bitter divorce case that has resulted, ladies and gentlemen, in Willis being summoned to clarify her association with Nathan Wade. Now, given that the divorce was filed in Georgia, it's prudent, I would say, to review the state's divorce requirements. It's essential to understand that these prerequisites may vary from one state to another. So in Georgia, there is no waiting period to file divorce, but you must have lived in Georgia for at least 6 months before you can file for divorce. Now, if you live on a military base, however, you must have lived in Georgia for at least 1 year. Now, the most uncomplicated divorce to get is, ladies and gentlemen, what's called a no-fault, uncontested divorce. Now, this kind of divorce is where both spouses agree the marriage is irretrievably broken and agree on all important issues. Now, this includes how to split their marital assets and how child custody should be handled. The no-fault option leaves control for the family's future in their hands instead of the judges. In some circumstances, establishing legal grounds or fault for a divorce may be the more appropriate option. And in some cases, it may be more beneficial to file a fault-based divorce. Now, Cobb County requires petitioners in a at-fault divorce to specify a justified reason for ending their marriage. Now, there are 12 acceptable reasons under state law, but the most common are: 1, one spouse commits adultery. 2, a wife becomes pregnant by another man, or a husband impregnates another woman during the marriage. 3, a spouse deserts the marriage for at least 1 year. 4, a spouse is habitually drunk, ladies and gentlemen, or, get this, guys, addicted to drugs. 5, one spouse is habitually physically or mentally cruel. And 6, a spouse has an incurable mental disease. It did say mental, not physical, mental illness. Under Georgia law, there is no mandatory separation period before filing for divorce. Divorce, however, to initiate the legal process, at least one of the spouses must be a state resident for 6 months or more. Now, the timing of Nathan Wade's appointment as a special prosecutor by Ms. Willis on November 1st, 2021, and his subsequent filing for divorce the next day may have been influenced by this requirement. Now, Mr. Wade also engaged a process server to serve his wife on November 3rd and moved to seal the divorce record to prevent his wife from learning of his affair with Ms. Willis. Now, according to a filing by Jocelyn Wade's attorney, Andrea Hastings, Nathan Wade did not disclose his appointment by Ms. Willis or the substantial income he received from his divorce case as a result of that appointment to his wife. Now, instead, he allegedly left his wife with little financial support while spending tens of thousands of dollars per month on a lavish lifestyle, which, ladies and gentlemen, he failed to disclose during a discovery order, leading to the court holding him in contempt. Now, credit card statements submitted as part of Jocelyn Wade's ongoing divorce case in Cobb County, Georgia, revealed that Nathan Wade purchased tickets for himself and Miss Willis to travel to San Francisco, Napa Valley, and Miami in 2022 and 2023. He also took several trips to the Caribbean, Belize, Panama, and Australia, and purchased tickets for Miss Willis to accompany him on some of these trips. Now, I find it interesting that rather than pursuing legal channels, district attorneys opted for a different approach. She presented her defense at a church. During a service honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., she asserted that the derogatory statements were a result of racial prejudice. Let's watch this.
Confused. I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked 1. I hired 1 white woman, a good personal friend and great lawyer, a superstar, I tell you. I hired 1 white man, brilliant, my friend, and a great lawyer. And I hired 1 black man, another superstar, a great friend, and a great lawyer. Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now. But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question 1? Isn't it them playing the race card when they constantly think, I need someone from some other jurisdiction in some other state to tell me how to do a job I've been doing almost 30 years. God, why don't they look at themselves and just be honest? I mean, can't they keep it 100 with themselves? Come on. Why are they so surprised that a diverse team that I assembled, your child, can accomplish extraordinary things? God, wasn't it them that attacked this lawyer of impeccable credentials? The black man I chose has been a judge more than 10 years, run a private practice more than 20, represented businesses in civil litigation. I ain't done, y'all. Served as a prosecutor, a criminal defense lawyer, special assistant attorney general, won Chief Justice Robert Benham Award from the State Bar of Georgia. You know, they ain't just giving this to black men. How come, God, the same black man I hired was acceptable when a Republican in another county hired him and paid him twice the rate? Come on. Oh, y'all ain't hear me. Come on. In another county, the elected official has the authority to pay him twice the rate. Why is the white male Republican's judgment good enough, but the black female Democrats not? I'm a little confused.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it appears unusual that Willis would present her case to the black church congregation. However, given the Democratic Party's long-standing connection with the black church, it could be an ideal location to garner support. During the proceedings, Attorney Willis emphasized the significant amount of money paid to Attorney Wade for his services, with reports indicating that he received, ladies and gentlemen, nearly $654,000 in legal fees during 2022 and 2023 while working on the investigation. County records reflect that the district attorney's office authorized these payments. Excuse me. And we do apologize for the latency in that video. How did the recent events come to light? The defendant, Mike Roman, a Philadelphia-based political operative who served as the director of Election Day operations for President Trump's 2020 re-election campaign, claimed in recent court filings that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who's a Democrat, and a top prosecutor in the case have an improper romantic relationship. Now, Roman's attorneys argued that this relationship amounts to an irreparable conflict of interest, making the indictment fatally defective, and sought to dismiss the charges and block Willis, the prosecutor, and the district attorney's office from continuing to prosecute the case. But not so fast. According to the motion, Wade has personally and financially benefited from his personal relationship with Willis, since he has received lucrative amounts under his continued contracts with Willis. He will continue to be incentivized to prosecute this case based on his personal and financial motives. So he has acquired a unique and personal interest or stake in Mr. Roman's continued prosecution. That is, he is motivated to prosecute Mr. Roman for as long as possible because he will continue to make exorbitant sums of money. Money is a motivator. Now, although explosive as mentioned in an earlier video, it's unlikely that this event will unravel the Trump election interference case. However, we, ladies and gentlemen, in our community must remain vigilant, and informed when such incidents occur. Incidences of infidelity have led many people to lose their careers and their families. Now, while Fani Willis occupies space in pulpits on Sunday, what about Jocelyn Wade? Ladies and gentlemen, is the disapproval towards Donald Trump so intense that people are willing to support attorney Fani Willis and simply ignore Jocelyn Wade? Does political party preference overpower morality, leading to a disregard for adultery? Now, I understand that some may argue that this was the same approach taken during the previous election with Donald Trump. But is that a proper justification? Now, although we've witnessed this story unfold previously, it's worth considering if it's right for it to conclude in the same manner. Times are evolving, and with that, new opportunities present themselves, which I find exhilarating. The allegations, ladies and gentlemen, being made are at best scandalous, and while they may not extract the RICO case against Trump and other defendants, they emphasize the importance of addressing issues within our communities. These concerns are not limited to the areas that are typically overlooked but are also present in City Hall, indicating the need for introspection. Now, while our attention is often drawn towards issues affecting low-income communities, it's crucial to recognize that the real crimes may be occurring within our political and legal systems. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative to engage in more candid and frank talks concerning these issues and beyond. Now, as I close, we invite you to join us in these crucial conversations here on Frank Talks. That's all we have for you this evening, and we hope that you have a great rest of your evening.